quantify how great the task is going to Paris without your inspirational captain Johnny Sexton, and talk about his absence in terms of taking out France on Saturday?
It is what it is, and that's the sport that we love. You know, there's always twists and turns, especially within a Six Nations competition. The competition is a long goal competition, spans over 8 weeks for us, so there's always going to be things that we have to deal with. Obviously, Johnny's an important member of our group. Obviously, being skipper of the side. Is integral to how we push forward with many parts of our environment, but at the same time, this isn't just about the group. Johnny will travel with us and be as leading as he possibly can be. But this is about the group. It's a great development for us as a team going forward as well, and we still expect ourselves to be at our best in Paris on Saturday.
And in terms of the starting number 10 shirt that goes on this occasion to Joey Carbery, did you give a lot of consideration to Joey Carbery or Jack Carthy, or does it matter that Joey Carbery was just going to slot into the starting position?
Obviously, we give it consideration, but Joey's been training really well there, as has Jack as well. So Jack comes onto the bench and Joey gets the opportunity to start.
And can you just talk about France and what you're expecting from them at the weekend?
I'm expecting both sides to up it a notch or two. I'm expecting both sides to be at the best, and hopefully, we can put in a performance that'll give us a chance for what is, and rightly so, everyone's building this up to be a big game. It's exactly where we want to be, and we want to be at our best. So that's what we're concentrating on.
Cheers, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Andy. Just checking the prognosis for Johnny. What's the nature of his injury, and does it look like is he out for a long time? Is he going to miss the rest?
No. He's a small hamstring strain. That's definitely going to keep him out for this weekend. But we don't envisage it being difficult at all. Really, it might be a week to 10 days, something like that. But what we don't want to do is risk anything and make that worse and take him out of the competition completely. So we expect him to be back pretty soon.
And just on Joey, it's his first Six Nations start, which is kind of hard to believe. How much confidence do you have in him? Tricky place to go, Paris. So, was it an easy choice for you to make, to put your faith in him?
Listen, it's a funny one for me to answer like this, but it's not just about Joey, and it's not just about Joey. Can he handle a big game in Paris? It's about us as a group. It's about us as a squad, and that's what Johnny does. He makes sure that that the whole group is exactly where it should be. And as I said, Johnny will travel with us and be part of the group. But at the same time, it's not just about the number 10 as far as the direction of the team's concerned. It's about everyone that takes the field.
Thanks, Ed.
Hi, Andy. Ashling here from Off the Ball. How are you?
Great, thanks you. Exactly, yeah. These things are great for us. We grow as a group, don't we? That's all part of the journey. James has captained the side a good few times now. He gets to lead his country in another big game, and we get to find out more about ourselves.
And obviously it is an ideal circumstances. It is sport. It happens. These things happen, and obviously for you as a coach, you're sort of preparing for these type of situations. But what is the mood like when you hear your captain is out? It can be, I'm sure, quite a blow.
Oh, we're gutty for Johnny. It means so much to him to captain his side and to play in games like this. But at the same time, he realises as well, it's an opportunity for us to grow as a group, and that's exciting within itself.
Great, and you'll be looking forward now to put in a good performance. And as you said, it sort of gives development for the likes of Joey to sort of put his hand up for certain places.
Exactly. We keep on finding out where we're at as a group, because that's what it's always going to be about in rugby. There's always going to be injuries. There's always going to be people that you would expect to be chosen to perform, who's going to get injuries along the way, and we've got to be able to deal with that. And from day one of us coming in for the start of this Six Nations, that's how we've trained anyway, so the lads who are coming in are certainly ready.
Great, thanks Andy, best of luck.
Thank you.
Hi Andy, it's Bernard here from Virgin Media. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Andy, not having Johnny on the pitch this weekend, does that force you to, or does that involve you altering your approach, or how you tackle this game in Paris at all this weekend?
No, we play the same game. We keep making good decisions for the pitches that are in front of us, that present to us minute by minute, and nothing changes as far as that's concerned.
You used words there like, obviously, Johnny, leader, the voice on the pitch. Is this a challenge this weekend for other players, other senior members of the team to step up and take the role that's left by Johnny not being there as that voice on the pitch, if you like?
Well, Joey will be a leader within himself anyway, and so will Jack Carty if he enters the field. And we're always trying to grow as a leadership group anyway, as far as sharing the responsibility. And one of the tasks of the leadership group is to make sure that every single one of the of our players becomes a leader in their own right. So we're expecting everyone to step up to the plate.
Good stuff. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's a year now since you last met France, and that was the last defeat you had. Where do you see the most improvements in your team over the course of the last year?
Most aspects of our game, as you would hope, as you would hope that would be the case. So, I suppose learning from those type of experiences is vital for growth, and we get a chance to test where we're at, don't we, on Saturday.
And just looking at the French team, they've gone for a 6-2 split on the bench. Do you think it's going to be they're really targeting that physical battle up front?
Well, any game of rugby at this type of level is always going to be the same. We know the size of their pack, and we know how good they are set piece wise, etc. And we know how dynamic they are when they get into your 22 as well. So it doesn't really change for us. It's no relevance whether it's a 6-2 split or whatever. There's always a bit of risk with these type of things, but obviously, I suppose there's an element of them having a 6-day turnaround as well, which might have been in their thoughts.
Sorry, Andy, the injury that Johnny picked up yesterday in training, was it a running action? Was it a kicking action? How did it come about?
He's just training. he was doing a bit of everything. So he had an awareness, and he pulled out of training before anything serious happened.
Okay, fair enough. And without Johnny, what gives you confidence that Ireland are still in pole position to pull out a win this weekend? What's been happening in recent days that gives you that this is still mission possible without Johnny involved?
Because we're a group. We're obviously not just about one player. It never has been, never will be. And we want to grow as a group, and we'll make sure that we approach every game in that manner anyway.
Can you just give an insight to your selection with regard to just holding Robbie Henshaw and Ian Henderson in reserve on the bench rather than putting them back in the starting this weekend?
I think the side played pretty well last week. There's a bit of cohesion there. Robbie and Hendy have, obviously not had as much training time as others have had. Now they're fit and well and had a great week. Back in the thick of things, they're ready to add off the bench.
Okay, best of luck with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lads, we'll take the last one in this section. Chris, do you want to try and get in there?
Chris, you made it.
Yeah, Andy, if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy. With kind of your defence coach hats on, do you have to come up with any special plans to keep Antoine Dupont in his box?
Obviously, there's always an awareness in and around that, but the reason he's such a great player is because of the dents that his forwards tend to make pretty close to the ruck, and there's all sorts of stuff that goes with that. The shape that he brings off 9 and the rucking and stuff that follows that always gives a 9 room and space to be able to play how he wants to play. Obviously, he's a running 9 and a serious threat because of his speed and his strength. So he's something that we're certainly aware of, like we would be most weeks with good running 9s.